Can it be the start of cavities and diabetes? Well, Dr. Vijay is in here to tell us, what all this means, all this candy that's going to be flowing in all these baskets. We've had egg drops, we've had Easter egg hunts.
Right.
What is the deal with sugar, and what type of sugar are we talking about that's more dangerous in some of these foods?
Gotcha. Well, you know, sugar is something that's in about every food that we eat. Sugar is basically a chemical name for anything with a certain chemical composition. So pastas are complex sugars, and of course table sugar is a simple sugar. So what we generally talk about when we're talking sugars is the simple sugars. You know, and we have a genetic drive to go for things that are sweeter. For example, if you put a couple of things in front of a child, and we all have, they're going to go for the simple sugar because that's where we're programmed to go. That's where the nutrition is. Unfortunately, in this day and age, the problem is not adequate calories, but it's too much calories, and too much of these simple sugars can lead to other undesirable consequences. For example, every time you eat a lot of sugar, your insulin goes up, and when your insulin level goes up, then you tend to put on more fat, and as you eat a lot of sugar and you get more fat, then you get insulin resistance, possibly, especially if you're from certain genetic makeup, and that leads to diabetes. And of course, we know about sugar causing cavities. So these are some of the issues that can come along with eating too much sugar. And the type of sugar is very relevant because we're talking about too much simple sugars causing most of these problems. Of course, too much complex carbohydrates, which are sugars also, can also lead to other issues.
Because you've got straight sugar, you've got the corn syrup, and then you've got low calorie selections out there that people may be eating all of this combination this weekend. So anything good for them?
Well, you know, the best thing to do is everything in moderation. There's been no studies that show corn syrup is any better or worse than regular old table sugar. So you really want to stay away from most of these sweetened beverages and sweetened food products if you can. Artificial sweeteners, while in the short run may benefit you with fewer calories, many people argue that it actually stimulates your appetite and also gets you used to sweeter foodstuffs, so it's really of no benefit to you in the long run. So the best thing to do is keep sweetened beverages and sweetened foods at a at a minimum.
Question, now if somebody usually has something sweet in front of them versus something that's not sweet, they'll probably take the sweet item. But you said there's a study involving rats that kind of looked at something like this.
Oh, absolutely. You know, there's many studies that have been done with rats, and you can give rats sugar on one lever and some highly addictive drug such as cocaine on another lever, and the rat tends to pick the sugar. So that tells you how much of a genetic drive there is to go for the sweet stuff, because as I said, evolutionarily, our drive is to get enough calories, right? It always has been, until very recently, where the converse has been the truth.
When we have the calories dropping from the sky like those egg drops that we saw. Thanks, Dr. Vijay. Remember, the doctor is here every Sunday to answer all your medical questions. If you have a topic you'd like to talk about, shoot us an email at news@ktriiitv.com or post